Hello everyone and welcome to episode 132 of the This Old Knit podcast. I am your host Nina, otherwise known as Ine on Ravelry, Instagram, and Pinterest. And I have a co-host today who is my mom, Beth, and she is known as Bethy Loohoo on Ravelry and Instagram.
And Instagram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a Pinterest?
I do, I think, but I don't know what it's under.
It's mysterious. We don't know. Anyway, on Ravelry and Instagram, she's Bethy Loohoo. So, first off, before I start anything else, I would like to issue a public apology to Gabby of Once Upon a Corgi for naming every single base that I was working with wrong last week. Everyone. I have all of them, but yeah, for my sweater, I use the Isaac base. This is the penny base. Her sparkly yarn is the ginger base. So I'm gonna show them this week. I think I got PolDK. I would have got PolDK right, but I didn't have anything cast on. I do have something cast on in that base this week. So yeah, I know she got a good laugh out of it, but please don't trust me as the authority on anybody's bases. Just go and check out her yarn because it's really great, no matter which base you choose. So there we go. Yeah, so top of the episode, we have 3 knit-alongs going right now. We've got the Stash Yourself Challenge, which is a year-long challenge to create things from your stash with any yarn or pattern or both that you owned prior to January 1st of 2020. And then we have the Mojoji KAL, which is to make anything by Andrea Mowry or Joji Locatelli. You can double dip, triple dip, whatever. I don't care. And then the last one is the most recent one that started, and that one is the Unicorn KAL, but it is a full make-along as well, so you can do any kind of craft as long as it involves a unicorned animal. Narwhals count. I know it's a tooth, but we're counting it as a horn. They count.
That's good.
And then otherwise, yeah, any animal that you could stick a unicorn on. So a catacorn, a dogacorn, a llamacorn, a sheepacorn. One horn. Unihorned. It counts.
Unicorn,
and of course,
unicorn.
And of course, unicorns. So I have a couple things planned for that. I've got some leftover narwhal fabric from my narwhal dress that I sewed. I think I have enough to make a shirt. So I'm going to make like a long sleeve t-shirt with like a scoop neck. I've got some unicorn fabric I bought one of the times you came to visit from Affordable Fabric. It's in like navy, it's a navy blue background. Yeah. I want to make pajamas out of that. Like a nightgown. I think it'd be cute. It was going to be something for Meglin, but
jersey.
It's going to be for me. No, it's cotton, but okay. I have a pattern that's for a cotton like loose nightgown that's like A-line, and it has like buttons on the back, like a couple little buttons, so that it can open enough to put it on. So I'm going to make that. There was something else. Oh, the unicorn sweater for Megwin. So that's one of the patterns that I purchased. A new one. Yeah, it's from Meg, who is co-hosting the Knit Along with me. Meg from Bad Wolf Girls, it's a Knits podcast and the dyer behind Bad Wolf Girls Studios yarn. And she also designs patterns as well. So she just designed a bundle of patterns. You can purchase the bundle on Ravelry, and you can purchase the single patterns on Ribbler. I haven't checked out Ribbler yet, but it looks really cool.
Ribbler.
Yeah, it's like an app, so it has like interactive charts, so you can mark that the row is done. It looks pretty cool.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, Meg has started publishing her patterns on that, so I think it's RIBBLR, like without the E. But it's a new knitting platform, so you can purchase it on both. She might also have it on PayHip, but I don't remember if she uses PayHip or not. But if you buy the bundle on Ravelry, there's going to be an adult sweater later. And I want to make the adult sweater, so I bought the bundle. It comes with the hat, the cowl, the kid's sweater right now, and then she's gonna put out like an ornament chart.
Oh.
So the chart will work for, she's got like an ornament pattern where you can sub in any of her colorwork charts to make different ornaments. So I thought that might be fun. Do some Christmas ornaments. So anyway, yeah. FOs. Do you have any? You have an FO to show.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I finished it last time I was here.
From last time she was here.
And we didn't get to podcast. I just looked up the name of the pattern.
Nice.
It's the Sycamore Canyon Cowl.
It's really cool.
And it has a ton of bubbles.
I remember you doing these baubles and cursing about them.
Yeah.
Because you would miss one of the bauble rows and then have to rip back and do it. And it's in GnomeAcres, right?
Right. GnomeAcres in its pumpkin spice latte. It's a DK weight.
I have this in sock weight. I didn't get very much of her DK. I think I only
I like the colors of it. It's very fun.
I love that one. That was like one of my favorite colors she ever did.
Yeah. I had this for a long time.
Her tweed is the best.
And did not know what to make with it.
That's really cute.
So, I mean, I know it's busy, but I like it anyway.
No, I think it's cool.
So that's my only FO with me.
That's good.
Right now.
I think it's all accessories this week for FOs. I have 3 FOs. One I finished like 3 weeks ago, right after I podcast last time, but then that footage sat on my camera for a week and a half. So the last podcast I published was actually a week and a half before that, and I think I finished these the night after I recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had one of these socks done for a really long time, but I consider these like my final Fiber Festival socks, because I knit these at VK. I started knitting them at VKL. The VKL this year. So I cast these on because I didn't have any portable projects, and like at NEF, which New England Fiber Festival, I was carrying around Josh's sweater because I'm that committed.
That's crazy. That thing was
It was huge, and I had like all these balls of yarn. So I had one tote bag that was just sweater, but it was good because we all went back to Gabby's hotel room and hung out for a while till our dinner reservation time. So I was just knitting on his sweater, and it was the body, so it was just tons and tons of stock.
So you didn't have to worry about paying attention too much.
Really, so it was fine. But I wanted something small that I could carry because I just went down for the day for VKL, and I rode the train down, and then I rode the Metro North back. So I started a sock, and these are from the Knitpicks Hawthorne Reels.
Forgot about those.
Yeah, they're like little teeny tiny sock blanks, and then they're coiled up. I think they might be discontinuing them because they had a bunch of colors in their sale section. But I love all their colors.
It may not have
so nicely
taken off because people might not have understood what it was.
Or they could. I feel like they produce false scarcity. Like with Felici, they put the colors out and then they like take it away.
People demand them.
Yeah, so it could be that they'll bring out a new set of reels like next year or something, which is what they do with Felici. But there are 2 of them. They're slightly off from one another because I wound off yarn to try to start them at the same point, but I didn't quite get it.
It's just a tiny bit off.
Yeah, this pink was a little bit longer on one than the other, so they just ended up that like the pink went into the heel flap on this side, and this one it perfectly ended right before the heel flap. So anyway, yeah, and then I ended up with some salmon on this toe and just almost none on this one, but it's fine. For the leg part, which is all people will be able to see, they match. So this colorway is Rugby Stripe, and pretty much all I have to say about them. They're vanilla. I do a 64 stitch vanilla sock. I do 20 rows of ribbing, heel flap and gusset. They're for me. I need more socks because Megwin steals them now.
I noticed her foot was getting pretty
She's
big.
gonna be taller than me for sure.
I think so.
She's already like really close. I think she comes up to like here on me, and she's only
10,
almost 11.
Almost 11.
Basically 11. But I think I stopped growing when I was like 13, so she could well just get to my height and then stop growing.
I don't know. She's got a tall father, so...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So that was my first FO. My second FO is a test knit. Both my other two are test knits. So this one is a pattern that was designed by Selma. She's Selma Knits on Instagram. And I don't know why I'm blanking on her podcast right now. I was just watching it. I feel like it's Selma Knits. I'll put it in the show notes. But she was talking about it in, like, I'm in a chat group with her and a bunch of other Canadians and some Americans and a Norwegian and an Australian on Instagram. So there's like a constant stream of conversation going. So she was talking about working on publishing the pattern, and I said, hey, if you need more testers, I'm happy to do it. And she said yes. So the name of the pattern is the Westboro Hat, and it's B-O-R-O for borough. And I think until tomorrow, she's donating all of the proceeds to a women's shelter in her local community. So if you want to pick up a copy of the pattern, all the proceeds are going to women's shelter.
Some good in the world.
That's right. So it calls for a sport weight, but I used a fingering weight and a lace weight alpaca held double. So this is my Destinations yarn that I got from Wool Gathering. The year that all I got was one skein of yarn in my ball winder.
That was 2 or 3 years ago.
It was
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was the year before we moved to Connecticut.
So it had to be 3 years ago.
Yeah. So it's called Have You Tried the Fried Cheddar Curds? Is the name of the colorway. And then I held it double with some lace weight alpaca silk from... I don't remember the company. It's a commercial company. And it was in like goldenrod, I think was the colorway. But I thought they worked really well together. So it kind of muted the really deep gold of the cheese curds one.
Brighter.
It's really like a gold. And it's kind of tweedy. So if you look there, you can see some tweedy flecks to it. It had some like little black speckles on it. You can see some right there too. So it's really warm and it's soft. It's going to be nice for wintertime. I made the brim a little bit longer than the pattern called for, and I did one extra repeat of the pattern before I did the decreases. I was trying to make it match this one, which is my sparkling cider hat, which was also a test knit for Kristen.
It's a tad longer.
It is a little longer. But I wanted it to be at least this long, and when I was up to the right amount of pattern repeats, it wasn't long enough. So it's only slightly longer. And then, that one's like got beading and stuff. But I think I'm going to put like a big crazy pom-pom on it.
Crazy!
Like a big fuzzy one. And my idea was, let's see if I can do it. Because this,
get your pigtails.
This hairstyle is impossible to wear hats with. You need a lot of slouch. But I like to wear my hair like this. So there you go. Now I'm like Princess Leia with a hat.
Slouch.
And it does work. My other ones, they do weird stuff. So it looks weird, but then I can be warm and wear this hairstyle. Which this is my, I need to wash my hair, but I didn't have time to take a shower hairstyle.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. It comes in handy.
Sounds like the name of a yarn.
Yep. It should be the name of a colorway. Somebody get on that. So that's the Westboro Hat, and it only used like not even half a skein of that yarn.
No,
I don't think. So I probably have enough to do. I might do some kind of color work, mittens to match it, and hold the. Cause I have a lot of the alpaca.
Pretty.
Yeah, so I could have fuzzy. And I'm thinking maybe with brown as the contrast. Brown or
that would be
gray.
pretty, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't have any fingering weight ones, and I really still want to make those pumpkin spice.
A I saw those.
Mittens from Skadeer that I've had that pattern for a couple years now.
Right.
I also really like the Spooky Selbu mittens. I have that pattern too.
The Spooky Selbu.
You look at that one. It's cute.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it has like a little jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, that'd be cute.
And it's got a spider. Sorry, Disa.
I like spiders on
it. I do
Halloween stuff.
It's cute. It's
I
kind
don't
of
really
coming
like
down
spiders,
from the top.
but on Halloween
stuff, it's cute. That's another one. Or I could do one of her Christmas designs too, because I have all those. I really want to do the ones with the little the Niskies. She made it last year. It was like her mystery mitten.
Oh, okay.
And they had little like forest sprites. I said gnomes.
Forest sprites?
Yeah, and no, they're not gnomes. They're not gnomes.
But they are Janina.
No, all Norwegians. I apologize. They're not gnomes. They're Niskies. I was taken to task at BKL. Because we were, Ellie and Kristen and I were hanging out the last BKL. And she's like, they're Niskies. They're not gnomes.
Let me hold this.
And this is my last one. So this one was a test knit for Tyne, who is Cleverest Stitch on, I think, on Ravelry and Instagram. But this shawl is called Cheshire Cat. So it's supposed to be like
it does
the Cheshire
look like
Cat
a
smile. So it kind of curls on the ends. And I made this for my niece for her birthday or Christmas, I don't know. And I'll make some sort of accessory to match for the alternate holiday because I have a lot of this left. I'm thinking maybe like a stripy hat with both of them. Then, like just a basic beanie. Oh, I could do one of the ones
she
with like the
beanies.
lining.
The lining.
Like the everyday lined hat that I made.
Mm-hmm.
And I could put like a soft lining in there because I know she's weird about wool.
But she does like beanies.
So this is made out of Knitpicks. Capretta is the gray. And then this one is Knitpicks Stroll. Sorry. The gold is Knitpicks Stroll. Again, I don't know what color this is because it's discontinued, but I think it was like sunflower or sunset or something like that.
They showed some socks in this color. It's on the Knitpick site.
I don't even think they have it anymore in this color.
But they did.
Yeah, they did.
When they were doing that sock thing
yes.
where they gave you so many patterns.
That reminds me, I haven't looked to see what this
What?
The week's pattern is. Remember the free patterns?
Yes.
I forgot to even check.
Knitpicks has a free pattern.
They're doing like an advent.
For the holidays or something.
For like 12 weeks, they're doing a free pattern every week. And one of them was the Santa Gnomes pillow that I was going to buy it. I've been waiting to buy it. And then like they had it for free. And
I
then
didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
They also had the
to do it.
Hue Shift Afghan, the one you made.
Mm-hmm.
That one was free. So again, like...
That one's been around a long time.
Right, I wouldn't have bought it, but I thought it could be fun to make with like all my leftovers. From...
You could make it smaller. It's just a mitered corner Afghan.
But I could do... Like, I've got tons of leftover DK from all the...
On that, I think... Well, you need 2 colors for each square. And you could, if you had a lot of one color, like a dark, then you could keep that running through the whole thing.
Yeah, and
then,
do like a contrast color.
Right.
Yeah.
The hue shift was only...
Well, I could make some kind of rainbow with all my leftovers.
But it was start at the cool colors, and it went from the blues and the purples up to the yellows and golds and reds.
Yeah. I think Andrea's knit 3 of them. Is that right, Andrea? 2 or 3. Because she made one for herself. She made one as like a wedding gift. And I thought she was making another one either as a baby blanket present for her neighbors or something like that.
It's nice because you're attaching them as you go. And you only have the seams down the center.
Oh, that's good.
Or if you're going to lean them all the same way, there's no seams at all. But I had mine coming like this. And And so you have to turn them a certain way.
I like the size of your spoon.
Yeah. So you have to turn them a different way. And at that point, you would do 4 sections and then you seam them together. But if you didn't care if they were all pointing the same way, you just keep adding squares and you don't have to seam anything.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty.
It is. So I did not do, she called for a picot bind off, but my niece is not a frilly person.
No.
So I just did a plain bind off. It hasn't been blocked, so I think it'll get a little bit bigger. But I'm having Mom take it home, and I didn't want it to be wet in her suitcase, potentially.
Right.
But because of those little curvy bits, it, like, fits around your neck really well, which is nice. So I think, like, you know, she's not really a shawl person, but I think this is a great scarf. She'll wear it as a scarf. Yeah, it's a nice shape for a scarf. It's not like a block, and you can really get, see, like, you can get a lot of bulk right there to be then covered up by your coat. I really like the colors.
They're Hufflepuff colors.
Yeah. She likes Hufflepuff stuff.
I think it's weird that you and Missy and Sarah and me are all Hufflepuffs.
Really? I did not know that.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Joshua's Slytherin.
I can see that.
He hasn't been tested. Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty though.
It is pretty. I didn't go as long. I was originally going to go for as long as this gold, but you're adding stitches on the ends, and I was well over 550 stitches already. That's the problem with the crescent-shaped shawls. That's why I don't knit very many of them, is that they get huge this way. Yeah. And I like my shawls to be deeper this way for the way I wear them. Right. But I think for people who really like scarves, they're the perfect shape.
It's a very nice. So, I like how this offsets the solid. It's
really cool, the construction too. So it's all knit in garter stitch. There's no pearls. It's all knits all the way.
Squishy.
It's very squishy. I used the Capretta comes in like 200 and something. Half of a like indie dyed skein, roughly. I think 230 or 240. I used one full one, and I broke into the second one to bind off. Right here. I finished all that bind off, and then the rest of the bind off was into the second skein. So if you had 2 indie dyed skeins, it'd be more than enough to make this. And she wrote it so that you could keep going till you run out of yarn. I just got sick of it.
But it would be about 20 feet long.
It would be really long, and like I just because of my time constraints, I was like, yeah. So the pattern is out now for the Cheshire Cat shawl from the Cleverest Stitch. It was really fun to knit. It was very soothing. I was able to do it while I was reading books and stuff, so I didn't even have to look at it. I was like,
pretty.
Because book stands.
I think she'll like it.
They're what all knitters need. Book stands.
Right.
Life-changing. Well, it's life-changing for me. I really got back into reading once I could not have to hold my book, because I gave it up because I'm like, no, but I want to knit. If I have to choose, I'm going to choose to knit. But now I can read and knit at the same time.
Right. I like to read, but the library books are so heavy, and my hands start.
That's the other thing. Like
after a while,
I've been reading really big books. I've been reading a lot of the Cassandra Clare books, from the Shadowhunter universe. So I just finished the 2 Elder Curses books, the Lost Book of the White and something Red Hand, Crimson Hand. They were really good though. Alec and Magnus deserved their own books, and I'm glad that they got to have their own love story. They were great. So I read all those. I read all of the Mortal Instruments, the Clockwork, the Infernal Devices series, and now I'm ready to read the Midnight series. And I got the first book of the Witcher series. So I'm gonna start on one of those.
Yeah, I got the Lost Book on my pictures.
Yeah.
So I could find the
yeah, so you can find the first one.
Right.
Yeah. So I would suggest reading the Infernal Devices first, then the Mortal Instruments, then those two.
So Infernal Devices first.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take a picture of the back of the book where it
Yeah, because it has all the books.
It lists all the books. That way I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Here's my other FO. It's a sewing FO. It's gigantic.
It
came out way bigger than I thought it would.
I would say that's at least 18 inches.
It is exactly 18 inches because I had an 18-inch zipper and I thought I had a 22-inch zipper. So I had to really squeeze it on the sides to make it work. So like it's on the tape part.
That was a pretty good guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it was barely. And I didn't box the corners as aggressively, which is why it ended up so deep. Normally I would box them more, like they would be like that big. And then it would be squatter, but have a bigger footprint. However, it is the perfect size now for
what she's going to
cross stitch, which is what's in there right now.
I like the
so I lined it.
Inside.
Look away, Disa. I lined it with spiders, and I think Adrian from the Freakish Lemon podcast, he made like a a shirt that was black with like this for the collars and the pockets. It was really cool. And,
they're cute spiders.
They are cute. I think I got these from Joann's like years ago. And then the fabric is all R2-D2 in ghost costumes with different things.
Trick or treat costumes.
Yeah, so he's got spiders, jack-o'-lanterns, a witch.
He's a mummy. He's a ghost. He's a witch hat.
Got a black cat and a moon.
It's
He's
very
saying
cute.
boo. It's super cute. And then I did like an orange ribbon handle. So anyway, it's a capacious bag. Look, it's like the entire size of my torso.
It'll hold your Q-snap and your project and all the accessories you need.
Yeah, so I think it's like 22 inches long and 18 wide. Anyway, let's show you. So that's
You've got some kind of interfacing.
I used heavy interfacing on both
okay.
pieces because I wanted it to really stand up. Yeah, so I used the heavy interfacing. I guess this is a whip too. But anyway.
Might as well show that too.
That's my last FO. So, a hat, a shawl, and a pair of socks.
Yep.
It's pretty good. In the last podcast, I had 2 sweaters to show off.
I told you, you're a machine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
To be fair, one of those sweaters was almost done the podcast before, but I was waiting for the yarn for the bottom and then decided it was the wrong color.
You are, yeah.
And then I knitted it into a sweater for Joshua,
Plus you
which
made
he
masks.
refuses to wear.
You made masks this week, too.
I have made masks.
She made masks for the kids, so they would have more.
Truth time. I have sewed probably 30 masks, and I have 2 that fit me and Josh.
Yeah.
All the rest of them have been for family, for friends, for my children.
Why don't you make yourself some more?
I need to, but I hate making them. I would much rather sew like clothes and stuff.
Well, yeah.
I know I have to do it, but I don't like it. They're like little and fiddly and...
You know, I've heard a lot of people
I don't like them.
that have made masks and somebody sees them and they want them to make them for them. My friend Cindy, hi Cindy Price, and Pam to sell them. Hi Pam.
Hi.
Everybody that makes them, people always want them to make them for them.
Yeah. And it's like...
then it becomes a job.
Yeah. So I made them for Josh's mom and his sister, because his mom goes to take care of his grandpa. And like they had a whole store of masks from his grandma because she was a nurse, but they've run through all of those, so she wanted some reusable ones. So I was like, okay, I'll make those. And she only asked me for like 1 or 2, but I was like, you go over there every day, like multiple times a day. You need more than that. So I think I sent 7. The idea was 4 for her and then 3 for Laura because she goes to college. And so I want to make sure she had enough so she could, you know, wear one, wash one, have a spare one. So 3. And then I made 2 for each of my coworkers who have to go into the office because not all of us have to. So I wanted to make sure they were protected. And then I made some for Kristen, Connecticut Kristen, not New York Kristen.
Right. And didn't you make some
for her husband? Yeah, I made some for her husband. I made some for her. And then she had a cousin who was working at a grocery store in New York City, and they were not providing PPE. So I felt like, you know, I'm going to support.
That's a lot of people in and out of
essential workers. Exactly. So I think I made like 3 for him. Just a lot.
Just that is a lot. And I'm sure there's some you've forgotten.
And then I made all the ones for the kids. So the kids I've made 14, I think, so far. Yeah. But the idea there was we need one for every day of the week for both kids. So that's 10. Right. And then we wanted them to each have a spare one that stays in their bag all the time. And then one to live in the classroom. So that's 14. Yep. So, yeah. I did cut out another one for Josh and I to share that is not holiday themed. Mine is candy corn. And right now that's okay. Like everybody's like, oh, cute. It's so festive. And I'm like, yeah, I've been wearing it since March. Whatever. It's fine. Yep. I have a lot of Halloween novelty fabric. But the one I cut out is like chevrons, and then
that orange and yellow, that's pretty.
The inside of it is like notebook paper. It was from a set that was called like pen and paper or something.
It's pretty.
It is really cute.
I was hoping you were going to make one out of that because you like yellow.
Yeah.
So that's pretty.
And then Mom brought me lemon fabric.
Right.
But I was looking at it, and I think I might make a bag out of it instead. Because I have this really pretty, like, what's it called? It kind of looks tie-dye, but, like...
Fireworks or something?
No, it's like that peach fabric I used to have for my curtains. I like that, like, sponge paint almost is what it looks like. Yeah. But it's that bright yellow, like the lemons. So I thought that'd be pretty as the lining and probably the bottom, and then the lemons on the top. So anyway,
I've seen lemon fabric used with black.
I think they're really pretty. Yeah, it'd be cute with black polka dots. Black with white polka dots. Yeah.
That would be pretty.
Anyway, it's too pretty to make into a mask.
It's really pretty. I just grabbed it at Joann's, and I thought, I've got all these fat quarters at home. I need to use some of those. Yeah. So I brought some, and she cut a mask out for me so I can sew it. Because I wanted to try her sewing machine anyway.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Have you ever tried a serger before?
No.
You've never used a serger before?
No.
Wow. I hadn't used one in a long time. I used one in 4-H.
Okay.
Like over at Lisa's house.
It had to be at Lisa's because I didn't have
serger.
One.
Yeah, so I remember using it then, but I mean, that was like, what, 8 or 9?
Mm-hmm. Long time
ago. A long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah. I do like it, though. It's nice for finishing off all the seams. Edges. You don't have to do French seams.
Yeah.
It's nice.
That is nice.
So anyway, that's our plan for after podcasting is we're going to do some sewing and experimenting.
Yeah, my sewing machine is so old, and she got this one, and I thought, well,
I like mine.
Maybe I'll try it and see how I like it.
Yeah, I have a Gnome New Home 2212 if anybody is interested. This is the same machine that Kristen has, Gabby has, Kristen Voolenvine, Gabby once bought a Corgi, Tommy from Squirrel Pie Productions. It's a pretty common machine. I picked it specifically because then I knew I could ask them for help. I could phone a friend if I get into trouble.
Phone a friend.
But it's a really basic machine, which I like about it. So it's not anything like super fancy. It's not going to do a bunch of stitches, but I don't like the ones that you have to program, because I feel like then if something goes wrong with the software, that you're screwed.
You have to send it back to them.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted one with dials.
Yeah, if they don't have the digital, then more people can work on them. Mm-hmm. But if they're digital, you might as well say you're going to send it back to the factory to get worked on.
Yeah, so that's why I got that one. It was like $100, like $89 on Amazon. So it's very affordable. Yeah. And then my
your serger?
My serger is
Brother, isn't it?
It's a Brother 1034D overlock machine. And again, that one is really affordable. I think it was like $89 or $99 on Amazon. And it's like a pretty basic like entry model to interlockers, or sergers, as they're also called. And then I have a Craftsy class on serging, but I tried to watch it and I felt like it was too much detail, because they had 4 types, and so they were going through everything for every machine, and it was just like overload. Right. So I just read the manual. So RTFM.
When all else fails, read the manual.
And that's how I threaded it, and it walks you through it pretty well for that. So yeah, I just looked at the manual and I went slow, but I'm not switching the thread, so everything is black until that runs out, and then I'll change the color. So anyway, my cross stitch that was inside of that bag is this one. I've been working on this one for 2 years now. I work on it around this time of year, and then once Halloween comes, I'm like, all right, I'm done with that for a year. And I put it away, and I start my Christmas one, and I work on that a little bit, and then I put that away after Christmas. So
it's not that
someday
it takes 2 years.
It will be done, but I only feel compelled to work on it in September and October. But it is the Halloween sampler by...
Is that sparkle fabric?
Yep.
Yes, it is. It is pretty. It's got sparkle.
By Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is Picture This Plus Cashel Linen, and I don't remember the name of the colorway. But it was the one they called for, because I bought a bunch of fabric in, like, Picture This Plus does a Christmas and July sale once a year.
Really? I didn't know that.
On their website, and they sell their stuff like 30% off or something like that. But you have to wait for forever to get it, because they sell more fabric in that sale, they said, than they do all the rest of the year. So it can take them like months to get everything fulfilled, because they hand dye all their fabric, so they dye it to order based on what they sell in that sale. So it tells you how long you can expect, like 6 to 8 weeks usually. But yeah, I've got my little pumpkin spice needle minder on there. So what I've done this year on the sampler is I finished these 2 owls. I finished the boo and the candy. I finished this little ghost, and this is going to be the top of a candy corn. And then I came down here and I did something with the witch. I don't remember what I did with the witch. That's what I've done so far. So I would like to finish this square at least this year. So I need to do the other letter. I think this one's the A for ah! And this one over here is the H, and there's a house, like a haunted house.
Oh, okay.
That'll
so
be there. So each
Halloween.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And it's the mate to the Christmas one that spells Christmas in 9 squares. And I think I've finished none of them. You'll see it at Christmas time.
Someday she'll finish it.
Yeah, it's the same idea though. It's got like a little fancy border with hand-dyed floss. That one's really cool because it's like pale pastel. It's white with like really light pink and blue and green. So it kind of looks like ice. It's a really pretty one. Yeah. And it's got like snowmen and reindeer and stuff. And this one has bats and skulls and spiders.
Disa would not like it.
God, she's gonna like boycott my episode.
You got spiders everywhere.
Public service announcement. Don't watch this episode. Alright. That's enough sharing for me. Need to go, Mom. I'm working my way through my pile.
Okay, that's all the FOs, right?
Yeah, that's all the FOs. And tangent.
She did.
Tangent. I'm gonna drink some coffee. You show.
Oh. Okay. So now we're doing what?
Whips.
Whips. Well, that's actually not a whip.
My cross stitch was definitely a whip. It's a whip. You've cast on that sweater.
Yeah, but I took it back out because I didn't.
The
like
whole
that.
thing?
Mm-hmm.
You should have gone up a needle size.
Yeah. So I will.
It's too tight.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do the bigger one on the pattern stuff and then the smaller one on the plain part of the sleeve. Or is the pattern all the way up?
The pattern goes all the way up.
No, on the sleeve does it go all the way up?
It goes all the way up the arm onto the shoulder, I believe.
Then you do need to use the bigger needle size. You're going to struggle with it otherwise. This is such big yarn, and 8 would be really tight.
It is. So
I wouldn't have been able to do
like
an 8
because of that.
I'm doing DK weight on an 8 right now. Okay. I'll hold it up for you.
This is a baby sweater that I'm making for a friend that had their son and his wife had a baby.
Have they had the baby? I thought they were still expecting the baby.
They had her. She's
the baby
probably
exists and
4 or 5 months old, and I'm just now getting to knitting a sweater.
Whatever,
anyway.
It will take like no time. You've knit so much just on the, because you were...
She's like a rainbow.
Did you even start?
No, I started it here.
Yeah, you started it here, and it's almost done.
Yep. So this is the pattern.
I'm going to show
the
one
sweater
side so we can really
in
see.
progress. The pink is very pale, and I didn't have quite enough because I'm making the 18 to 24 month size. So I decided to stripe it with a plain cream.
I like the stripes.
Yeah, I do too. So
the plain cream is Wolke, right?
Yes, the cream is Wolke base from Voolenvine undyed. And the pink is from Treehouse Knits, and it's called Serendipity.
No, it's got those cool speckles.
It's got little green speckles.
Looks like maybe some
Yeah,
brown?
I think
Like
that
chocolate
they're
brown.
like a dark olive, but sometimes the yellow gets spilled off on the side, and sometimes the blue on the side that they use to make that color. So there's a few speckles that are
Do you have
different.
the buttons you got today?
Yes.
I think
And
they're
then
the perfect
today,
buttons.
we went to Affordable Fabrics,
The best fabric store.
and we got these buttons. They're white and pearly, but they have a bit of a pink. When you
there we
turn
go.
them, there you go. You
I
can
was like,
see
I gotta
it
get
there.
out of the shadow.
It'll be perfect on this.
Yeah, those are good.
So
Cute.
I'm happy with the progress on that. I'm about to.
You're gonna be done with that.
Yeah, I'm about to start the bottom button or the bottom band.
Yeah.
And then the second pattern, I'm making this sweater, the Urban Hiker, for Joshua.
She's brave. Joshua is on my do not knit list now. Because he refuses to wear that pumpkin sweater that I shared on the last podcast. He says itchy, itchy, itchy. And I'm not going to wear it. And it makes me uncomfortable. And
So,
it's
no more
the
sweaters.
softest merino. It's Wolke from Woolenvine. Like, come on.
Dude.
Kid.
She says, dude.
Dude.
So, when my sister passed away, she left a lot of yarn. And so, she had 5 skeins of this. It's Valley Yarns. We got it when I brought her to Massachusetts to go to Webb's.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at the pattern and I thought,
Was that
I didn't have quite enough, so we went up to Webb's, and I had to get 2 more. But they're exactly the same color.
Yeah.
This is the old, this is the new, so...
It's like right on the border of Massachusetts and Connecticut, and I would say I'm like an hour drive, but if you drive an hour in any direction in Connecticut, you will be in another state or in the ocean. So
don't go to the ocean.
Pretty much everything is an hour away, so I was like, yeah, we can totally drive up to Webb's. So we went up there and got 2 more balls of that, and I got a bunch of interchangeable needle cords.
Right.
The Knitter's Pride ones.
Oh, I didn't.
Which work on the Knitpicks needles as well. If you weren't sure, they do.
They do.
They totally fit on there. And that's what I have. I have all Knitpicks needles, but I like the Knitter's Pride cords because they're color-coded. So you can tell just by looking at the color. Except for the 47 and 60-inch cords. Both of those are black. But the 24-inch is like a neon yellow. The 36 is
one of them's
orange. And then the 42-inch cord, they're kind of weird lengths. It probably makes sense in centimeters, I bet. I bet they make sense in centimeters. Is red. So I have all those. And then there's another one that's 16-inch. I think it's blue. But I think my needle tips won't work for that.
Right, you have to have the short.
I think they have to have the shorties, and I hate knitting with short needles. If you've watched my podcast for any length of time, you know that, because they hurt my hands, and I had de Quervain's tendonitis. I still have it, but I just do things so it doesn't flare up. Right here in this thumb, so when I knit with little needles, because of the way I hold my needles, I use my entire hand to hold them. And then I have to do it like this, and I'm really pincering, and that's exactly what exacerbates that kind of tendonitis. So I can't shorty needle.
Well, while we were at Affordable Fabrics this morning, I had wanted to maybe put a pop of color in this sweater. And so I thought maybe I could find a neon zipper or something. Well, we found this blue.
Yeah. This is Joshua's favorite color.
Really pretty.
He calls it bright blue.
Yes.
Maybe that will make him wear the sweater, or maybe it won't. Maybe he won't wear the sweater because he's naughty.
Well, don't jinx me.
There's no telling. He could be in love with sweaters again by Christmas time. Right. I don't know.
Anyway, I found both the items that I wanted at Affordable Fabrics, so that was quite cool.
Yeah. Got all your whips?
That's all my stuff.
Okay. So I am doing another test knit, my 3rd test knit, for Meg. That Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. And she put a picture on Instagram of the pumpkin patch sweater. And I knew because there's the pumpkin make-along happening in Gabby's group and Joanna's group. Joanna is Stitching the High Notes. They co-host a knit-along every year that's the pumpkin, a make-along, the pumpkin Mal. So I was like, man, Pumpkin Mal 2021, Gabby. But I asked her if she needed testers, and she said yes. So I get to do it this year. So it's for this year's pumpkin make-along. So this is all yarn from my stash, but this is the pumpkin patch sweater, and I think she's hoping to publish it at the end of October in time for, you know, if you wanted to knit it for Thanksgiving. It's not particularly Halloween-y, so there's not like jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, they're just pumpkins. But I used as my background a charcoal gray. Hers is like a green, like a dark green. But obviously this is more my color palette.
Obviously.
So anyway, I had a little bit of a struggle with it because I started out using some fingering weight held double. And for those who don't know, that gives you a worsted weight, not a DK weight. So it was like flaring out really badly here on the color work. It was like... And I knew it would never block out. So I got to here and I was like, no, that's not going to work. I'm going to rip it back. So I ripped it back. I started carrying this color single, but I really wanted the cranberry I had. So I kept holding that double. I got to here and I was like, nope, still too thick. So I ripped it back again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I searched in my stash and I found a skein of Lavender Lune in the Seance colorway. The color's so nice, I bought it twice.
That's a good rhyme.
I bought the fingering weight and the DK weight. I bought the fingering weight the first year I went to VKL. And then last year at Indie Untangled, I bought a skein of it in DK, and I was like, man, I really love this color. And I got it home, and I was like, oh, it's the same color I bought.
I must like it a
I
lot.
really like it, but at least I got it in different weights. So, you know, it's not like I bought the exact same yarn. It's different.
I've done that before, though.
Yeah. It's like, if you love a color, you love it. And Sam is awesome anyway, so gotta support the dyers. Let me get that end out of the way. So anyway, from the top, I'm using Once Upon a Corgi in the PolDK base, which is a Polworth, Superwash Polworth base. It's gorgeous. I love it. This is my first time knitting anything with it, but I have 2 sweaters quantities out of it. One was this black. This is Nightmares plus 10. And then one is in Cat Eye Winked. So that one is going to become a Starfall by Jennifer Steingass because I like a good super referenced sweater. So it's Starfall and it's Cat Eye Winked. We're all about the face hand. So anyway, Nightmares plus 10. This one is Juniper Moon Farms in Cinnamon. And then this one that's kind of multicolored cranberry and it goes almost to a black. That one is Seance from Lavender Lune Yarn Company. And then my green is GnomeAcres on the Party Gnome base in the Present Locator colorway. It was her Christmas color the year that she stopped dyeing yarn. So she did her Christmas colors and then she was done. So I'm holding that double with an alpaca lace weight yarn that's just Knitpicks and I don't know what the colorway is. I got that from someone. I don't remember who. Somebody was destashing it. So anyway, I'm holding that one double. So lace weight plus fingering weight equals DK, not fingering weight plus fingering weight. So I am on the very last row of the green. So there's like a little flippity floppity line on the bottom under the pumpkins, kind of like a vine. And then I have to do this shorter chart
because you're about ready to
separate. Yeah, for people who have a longer this part of their body, she has a longer chart variant so that you can add on extra motifs to get down to the bottom of your armpit. But I don't have that. I'm very concentrated in the torso here, where most of the length is for me. So this part of my body is actually quite short. And I had a problem with Jennifer Steingass's too, that I had to omit part of the motif on my hinterland.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had to take off all the icicles that are under the snow. So it was like another inch of chart, and I would have had like huge bat wing and not been able to lift my arm up. So I had to just omit that. So short, whatever this is, people, yeah, Meg has a solution for you. And I also did the short row shaping in the back. That's optional as well, but I like that because it makes it sit in a good place on your neck. When you don't do that, I feel like it rides up here. So anyway, so those are all my colors. I will be separated for sleeves soon, and then I'll be able to show it off a little bit better. Right now, I'm barely keeping it on the needles. Also, because I switched to a smaller cord, which I probably should have waited to do till after we podcasted, because I had it on a
It was on a bigger cord,
48-inch. Yeah, but I know that the next row I'm going to separate for the sleeves, so I put it on the cord I will need for the body, so I wouldn't have to switch again. But I really love it. It looks so good. And it fits really nicely, too. I tried it on last night. I put it on a 60-inch cord and tried it on, and it's at just the right place. So, yeah. It is nice, and it was really fast. Like,
especially
because
started it after I got here, and she's torn it out 3 times.
I've knit the yoke 3 times, essentially. Not the whole thing, but down to the dreaded 3-color row. Just FYI, I'm never going to be knitting True Fair Isle because I can't stand holding more than 2 yarns. It's awful. It sucks. It like hurt my brain. So there's 2 of those rows in this sweater. No, there's 3.
More than that.
There's 3. There's one right there. That's the cranberry and orange on my color palette. And then this one at the top of the pumpkins where the vine sticks into it. That's a 3-color row. And then on the sleeves, there's going to be a 3-color row, but because of how my colors look, you can't even really tell that all 3 colors are there. So I think I'm just going to do it in the cranberry and leave it at that. It'll be cranberry with the black background. No one's going to care. It's my sweater. I do what I want.
I'm telling.
I do what I want. So that's the main thing I've been working on other than the test knits. I made myself finish the test knits before I worked too much on this sweater. A lot of people have asked me about my little charm. So this one is a little witch house, and it was part of a
probably a mystery thing.
It was a mystery club that Noelle did from Charmed and Dangerous. She had you got 4 charms, and you didn't know what they were going to be, and it was one every week for September. So that was one of them. Sometimes she releases her charms from her club later, so, I mean, you can keep an eye out to see if she does, but she may not.
She may not.
But her stuff is cute. So if you like any of my progress keepers, a lot of them are from her. Are there any other ones on here? Oh, these are from VKL this year. They're from One Geek to Craft Them All. She actually has a lot in her shop right now because she was part of Indie Untangled. And I really love her stitch markers because they're like a loop of wire. And she hand twists them all. But the wire is completely contained. So like there's nothing that's going to get caught up on the top. Because the wire goes down below the bead and then she winds it around so it can't escape. And they're really thin. So I've got those, and then these, Kristen bought these for me for a birthday gift one year, but they're also from One Geek to Craft Them All. So she has a lot of different ones. She has a Zodiac Cameos set that I really like. It's like little cameo charms, but they're black background with the ivory, and they're like all the different Zodiac signs.
Oh, that would be nice.
They're really pretty. And there's a s'more set. That's cute. So anyway,
I was looking to see
they're
if
my
I
favorite
could find
progress keeper stitch markers. Yeah, you have a lightning bug somewhere.
Somewhere. I took it off the sweater when I took it apart.
I have another one on here. So I cast on for a pair of Halloween socks after I finished the rugby stripe socks. I haven't really worked on them at all, but oh yeah.
Let me get them off of here.
I could hang them with the. Yeah. Where is he from?
Mm-hmm.
Which shop is it?
I think it's Slip Stitch Studios, but let me just check real quick.
And he glows in the dark, right?
Yes, he glows in the dark. He is so cute.
Yeah. Super cute. A little lightning bug.
I
you
think
had it open
was
the other day.
I'm pretty sure it was Slip Stitch Studios. Oh, there's those ninja things. You know how they always leave something in there that you're supposed to make a comment, and I thought I had it.
Yeah.
I thought I had it, but I
go to purchases. There, go to you.
Purchases.
There you go, purchases.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. It was from Random Fandom Bags.
Random Fandom Bags.
That's where it was from.
I think
I
think she's been at Neff before.
He was just too cute.
Yeah, he's cute. Here's another one of the Progress Keepers that was in the club.
Mystery Club.
Yep. It was like a little tree, but with tiny ghosts and candy corn and a jack-o'-lantern. So anyway, I've had this in my stash for a really long time. It's the Halloween color from Knitpicks Felici. So I was doing that for the pumpkin make-along, but I probably won't finish them. So it's like a pumpkin, yellow, white, black, and purple striping. So I just, wanted to have something cast on. I try to always keep a sock on my needles. Anyway, that's that one.
That's all that's in my little bag. You have to travel light.
I always bring away too many projects. I'm overly ambitious when I travel.
I have 2 upstairs that I haven't worked on since I've been here. So.
And then I have the sock for Josh in Dark and Gloomy, not Dark and Stormy. Again, Once Upon a Corgi. Marie Cutie base. Marie Cutie base. Which is the Corriedale nylon sock base. It's supposed to be an Edgar Allan Poe reference. That is another one of my Progress Keepers from that club. This one glows in the dark too. The little ghost.
What is that one?
He's a little ghost in a pumpkin.
Oh, he's cute.
I know. They were all cute.
He's cute.
So this is the second sock of Josh's pair. I've finished the first one and I'm almost ready to start the heel. I think I have another inch. Because usually he doesn't like the leg to be super long. So anyway, that's going well. And I'm excited to see how this
cross-stitch
wears. Yep, we went to the cross-stitch store. So that is that. This is all my cords are in here. And then I got a Lizzie Kate pattern from, we have a cross-stitch store apparently close by me that I didn't know about. So it's
Thistle Needleworks.
Thistle Needleworks?
Yes,
yeah.
Thistle Needleworks.
And they have Picture This Plus and they do framing. So I'm finally going to get the Once Upon a Time cross-stitch framed that I finished in 2015.
Yep.
It's been a long time.
And
but I put so much work into it. I didn't want to try to frame it myself and screw it up and make it look awful. I was like, I'll just wait and get it done professionally. So yeah, once that's done, I'll be able to hang it up in Megwin's room. And if she doesn't want any more, I'll hang it up in my office.
This is very cute. I made that.
So I think I'm going to make that for like a pillow. At some point.
Wasn't there a button on that?
I didn't see one.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there
is. Right there.
Oh, a little bit. Nah, you don't have to put that on there.
It looks like a button. No, I'm just saying, I thought it had a button.
Yeah.
I made it, and it was
really cute. A little kit for Disa, but I'm not going to show it because then she won't be surprised.
Right.
And I know she loves surprises.
You can take a picture and show it later.
Yeah, or she'll probably show it on her. She does floss tubes. She'll show it on hers.
She does?
Yeah, she has a floss tube.
I didn't know that.
If you go to her profile.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she has 3 podcasts she does. She has one that's knitting, one that's a floss tube, and then she does one that's about like, I don't want to say terminal illness. Like, chronic illness. Yes. about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So,
I didn't know she had a floss tube, though.
Yeah.
Because that's mostly what she's been doing is cross stitch.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of cross stitch. So yeah, that's why she started it, because she's like, I have so much cross stitch to show, and if people aren't interested in it, then she didn't want to have that. So there's my cord. You can see that it's orange. So nice.
That's the 32?
Yes, that's the 32. So this, I had the ribbing done last time, and I have slightly more done.
Not much.
Not much, but slightly more. Because I've been working on all these test knits. So this is the Dame de Fer cardigan. It's from a Paris Knits book, but I bought the single patterns because this was the main design I wanted out of the book. So once she offered them separately, I purchased it. I don't think I have them here to show. But it has like a little pattern on the yoke. It's a cardigan. And the pattern has like slip stitches you pull up across multiple rows. So it looks like little Eiffel Towers. And since it's just slip stitches, it's a really basic pattern. So I thought it'd be good for this yarn. So this is Once Upon a Corgi Warm and Cozy on the ginger base.
It's a
ginger
color.
Not petty. Ginger. And I ordered this as a custom dye from Gabby because she said it's a ridiculously labor-intensive color. So she doesn't dye it very often because it takes all day. Because it's multiple layers of color that she has to leave for hours.
Wow. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous
like,
color.
Got so much going on there. I've shown it a bunch of times, but I love it, so you're going to see it again. So it's like a really warm brown color. It's really pretty. It's got a lot of depth to it. It doesn't show up on the camera, but it's beautiful. So I'm alternating skeins on that. But now I'm on my regular size needle that I'm going to use for the project. So it's going pretty fast. Like once I'm done with the other sweater, it'll probably be pretty quick. Assuming I can figure out how to do that stitch. But again, that's my third sweater I've cast on out of that. Thing. Yeah, yeah. It's really pretty though. That's all my whips.
Yep.
I have the junction sweater, but it's in the other room. I haven't done anything with it since last time I showed it.
Oh.
Because I've been working on
purchases.
Yeah, now purchases. I don't have any yarn purchases that I have with me.
None.
I do have some from India Entangled, but they're not here. But Josh built me a bench to replace the wire cubbies that I had along the far wall over there under the windows. And I posted a picture on Instagram, but I can insert a picture here. And it basically is the right dimensions to put in those little fabric boxes that have the handles. And what I wanted to do was have it for more yarn storage, but not have to clean underneath of it. So the wire cubbies were really awful for like fur getting into them and dust. It wasn't so bad before we had a dog, but yeah, with Ada, it's ridiculous.
Ada's hair goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere. So this is all the way down to the floor. And then we put like a non-slip
mat or something.
It's not a mat. It's like the paper that you use to put on shelves.
Shelf paper. Yeah,
but we had a lot of it left over. So I was like, well, let's just use that. I just need to trim it so it's not sticking out. But yeah, now I'm going to make cushions for on top of it. So the other idea was that it would become like bench seating over there for if we have people visit and we need more seating. So I went to Affordable Fabrics, and this is the main reason we went, to get upholstery fabric and foam. We struck out on the foam, but that's fine. I'll order some online. But they did have new upholstery fabrics that they got in, so I got 2 different ones so that way I can have options to change them out and I can wash them. And I'm going to take the cushions and divide in half maybe in thirds. I don't know. That depends on how I can find foam. We'll see if I can find enough foam to get it to be halves. If I can't, then I could do thirds and like stack it. It would give me more stacking options for cushions too if I did 3. But Ada has already decided that that is her squirrel watching perch. So she doesn't get up on there. That would be ridiculous. But she stands up there like the giant dog that she is and stares out the window.
So there's little dog prints.
So there's dog prints already. So we tried to focus on fabrics that are not going to show dog paws.
Too much.
So
they have a pattern.
Yeah, so they have a pattern and they're kind of neutrals. So this is one of the fabrics that I chose. And this one was a remnant, but it's like 4 3/4 yards and it's 60-inch wide fabric. So it's going to be more than enough to cover the cushions. Even if I make it into 3, it's still going to be plenty.
Yeah.
Because I only needed 2.3 yards to go across. So then
4.6 all the way. Plus your side pieces.
Right, but the 60-inch wide will cover 2.
Right.
It's actually 4. Because a little bit less than 4. Because it's 16.5 inches wide.
Deep.
Yeah. So even if I do the top and the bottom and the sides with this, that should still be accommodated with the width of the fabric. And then the length is more than enough to do it. So it's plenty. And it was really affordable.
Exactly.
So almost all of their stuff is $2.99 a yard unless it's otherwise marked. So this was $2.99 a yard. So it's $15 for really nice upholstery fabric.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I definitely would not. I would pay that per yard probably at like Joann's or whatever.
Yep.
For the international viewers who don't know what upholstery fabric costs in the U.S. or gives a crap.
You might pay more than that a yard.
Yeah, maybe for some of these. Yeah. So that was one, and then the other one, I was texting Josh pictures. This was the one that got me on the. I'm on their mailing list, so they send out like photos of some of the stuff that they get in.
This was the one that lured her in to.
This is the one that lured me in because I saw it on the newsletter. So it's this one, and the stripes are velvet. I love it. And then like it's got this kind of plummy purple, so it's gonna pull in my purple couch. And just some nice bright colors. And it's on a background of like taupey brown.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. So it'll look good. And I think this one, I got 5 yards of this one. So I should have enough to make some pillow covers for this couch. Like it has 2 side pillows. Mom has one behind her. No, it's fine. You don't have to get up. But the fabric is the same as the couch. But I could make other covers for those pillows out of this. So I
that would tie it in.
Yeah, so then it would match more. Matchy. And my my rocking chair currently is blue because that was all they had in stock. But I really wanted the chocolate brown one. So if I get that to have like a spare again to switch out, then that will match too. Chocolate brown. So
it was a successful trip.
Yeah. And again, it was like 15, 16 bucks. I don't know how much the foam was going to cost, though. It's probably going to be insane. Ooh. And they had black jersey fabric. This is just a remnant of a yard, so it was $2.99. But I don't have any long sleeved t-shirts like to go under stuff like this when it gets colder. So I'm going to make a, why am I blanking on it? Tillian buttons. I'm looking at the pattern over there. I don't remember. It's not Cocoa. It's the other one. Screaming at me. People. I don't remember.
Phyllis?
No.
No.
It's gonna bug me. Yeah, anyway, the other shirt that I've made. I've made two of them. I made one in pink velvet, and I made one that black with the red flowers on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make one of those in black. Zippers for the cushions. They only had 3. I need 4. I might need more if I'm gonna make 3 cushions. And then I could have got the smaller ones. If I do 3,
well,
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm slightly prepared.
We thought she could get the foam she wanted.
Yeah, and it was just.
But the one piece,
was
the
way
longest piece was too short for long.
Yeah, it was too short to get 2 out of.
Right.
It was too short for the full length, and I couldn't obviously get 2. But if I cut 1, I'd be wasting like 2/3 of the piece. They're like $100 each. So
no.
Yeah, I'm like, if I have to do that, I'm just gonna order it custom and get the stuff I want. But I got upholstery needles, heavy duty noodles.
Heavy duty noodles.
Heavy duty noodles.
Remember?
Heavy duty noodles. Good grief. There were some patterns I found last minute when I was walking out of there. I thought that one was cute.
It is cute.
I think it'd be cute as a dress. Too. Yeah, it's a dress or like a shirt or a tunic. It's kind of got some little pin tucks in the front. And this one is a tweens like dress pattern. Megwin likes dresses.
That one looks like her.
Yeah. Oh, she probably would like this one too. She loves lace overlay. She would have lace on everything. She could. So it's got a couple variations of dress. I didn't even check what it's calling for. Pretty much anything. Cotton types. Chintz brocade. Yeah. So you can make it basically in everything. Because it uses a zipper. Cool. Yeah, because I thought it'd be cute, that one with this. Yeah. And then they had some like single yard and multi-yard fabric cuts.
Already packaged
up. They're all these boundless fabrics, which are craftsy fabrics. So there's this one for Megwin.
For one of those dresses.
For one of those dresses or a sundress with like a big circle skirt. I got this for Joshua for like a collared shirt.
Button down.
Mm-hmm. And then this one, this is probably why it was so expensive because this is 5 yards. But that's enough for me to make a dress and make Megwin a dress.
There you go.
Yeah, because mine take about 3 yards and hers take 1 to 1.5 yards. So that should be plenty for both. And it's like a raspberry with a very light floral pattern on it.
It's almost like a little splatter pattern.
Yeah, sort of.
There's like little stars.
Mm-hmm. And they had, I don't know what these are called. Quilt bundles. I don't know. So there's like jelly rolls, which are the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's a name for these. Yeah. Charm packs are the really small squares.
Right. Just say us.
It's a giant charm pack. Jumbo charms. So it's, you know, multiple pink.
Does it say how many are on
squares
on the tag?
I don't think so.
It's 10-inch squares.
Oh, here. Now I can
it doesn't say 42 pieces.
Yeah. Okay. So there's 42 pieces, and I got 2 of them. Because I'm thinking about making a different quilt top for Megwin's bed. But these would be really easy to just sew the squares together.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, and quilt. I could do quilt as you go on the like individual quilt blocks, and then just back it with stuff. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's got lots of different, like this color of aqua, some lighter green.
They're all in different patterns too.
Yeah, really pale green and yellow, and then navy, and like a light blue, and then that one kind of geometric. And my other thought there is if I make a quilt, like it could also go on Joshua's bed, so
he got a new big boy.
They could alternate
just like
it.
Megwin's.
Yeah, he got a big bed with. We've been doing Minecraft stuff.
I love the lamp.
Yeah.
I saw it last night.
The lamp is super cute.
So cute.
Yeah, Target has a bunch of stuff that's Minecraft themed, so that's what made me think of that theme for his bedroom. And of course, I got thread, but that's
playing Minecraft all the time.
Yeah, he loves to play Minecraft. He loves to pretend to be a Minecraft person.
He has a Minecraft
torch. Yeah,
Minecraft torch.
Yeah. Baby pig.
And you've got him a growth chart.
And he's got
the comforter.
decals. Like
he's
a
got
cow.
decals?
Yeah, I haven't put them up yet, but they're in my office.
Okay.
I had to flatten them because they came like all rolled up. So it's a baby cow and a baby pig on dirt blocks. And then we've got a shelf that's like a cutout of multiple layers of the world. So there's like the grass and then like the lava bedrock layer behind it. And he's got a Minecraft piggy bank that's up on the shelf. So we didn't want to put it in there until everything's all settled because we didn't want to move stuff around.
And Josh is making a desk for him.
Yeah, he's building a desk inside his closet because his closet's really tiny. So he's going to get our old dresser, and then he's building a desk inside. He already built a shelf in like the section of his closet. Like it has the ductwork in it. So there's this strip inside that's about 7 inches or 7.5 inches deep, I think. So Josh built custom shelves that fit in there, and we painted them so that they look like a Minecraft ladder. So it's like dark brown, and then they have light brown accents on the shelves to make it look like it's a ladder to climb up. And he can use those for books and plants and stuff. And then he'll have his desk, and I got a big Minecraft poster that looks like the window.
The other thing.
Yeah, it looks like a window looking out on the Minecraft world, and it's got like little desk stuff in front of it. So it'll look like he's looking at that when he's at his desk. So that'll be cute. I think that's everything we got. Yeah, and we painted the one wall, the accent wall is like a dark gray. His bed is a dark gray, and then we're going to repaint the dresser because it's an antique dresser. It's really nice hardwood, but it was painted like this pale blue speckled with gray, and the person who I got it from was a smoker, so it's got like that yellowish tinge to it. Yeah. So it didn't really ever matter for us, but I'm like, we took all the time to make the rest of the stuff nice. Let's just take it out and throw a coat of paint on it. So we're going to do that. So yeah. I think that is everything that I have to show.
I think
so. Otherwise, yeah. Mom's going home tomorrow.
Early.
early. Oh yeah, you've been reading the Throne of Glass series.
Right. I'm on the third one.
What do you think?
Now I have to go buy them.
Obviously, you're reading through them, so you must like it. You didn't just stop and go, "Ah, this is stupid."
No, I like them.
That's good. Yeah.
So I'm on the third book.
She's reading my tiny baby ones.
Now I have to buy them.
My Bible of Moss. It has like Bible pages.
Very thin paper.
Yeah, but if it was funny because like Andrea, my friend, she said, I don't understand how this is possible because my whole set is like that big, and she has the full size set and it's like that because the last one I think is 600 pages. Mm-hmm. So there's still just as many pages in these. They're just tiny.
Sometimes it's a little hard to read, but on my at home I have a hot light right above my chair, so since my glasses
only correct for far away, I can actually see them really well, and I think they're nice for reading in bed because they're not heavy, they're tiny, and they don't hurt your hands. If I was holding a 400-page book, like that would be way too much to hold for a long period of time. But yeah, they're like the perfect size. And she's using my my Aylin bookmark, which is by Alsace's Art. She's so cute. She has a whole set now of all Throne of Glass, and I want them really badly. Because then I could just keep them in the books, and when I go to reread it, I would have the character that matches the themed book. Like this one is Dorian, but I don't have a Dorian bookmark, but I would if I bought them all. She has all the book couples. So it has everybody. Yeah. I do have a Manon though, so if you were still here when you got to the Manon one, but you're not going to be. That's like 2 books from now.
Yeah, I won't even get very far in that one because we're leaving at like 4 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So.
It's what, like 6:55 is your flight?
I don't remember.
It's something early like that.
I need to get on.
I should check you in. No, this is not 24 hours before.
Yes, it is.
Is it? Oh yeah, yeah it is. Okay, but I think that you're.
I
like
should
auto
be already
checked it. You should be in the A group.
Right.
Because the early bird check-in. I don't know how that works. I don't usually pay for the early bird check-in, but I like to live dangerously like that. And usually I'm traveling for work, so I really don't give a crap where I sit. Because I don't check luggage.
Yeah, I check luggage.
Unless I'm going back to Ohio and I have to bring home
Tuesday morning
stuff, which I can't do anymore because they filed for bankruptcy, so lots of those stores are closing. I don't know if there's any still open there or not. And the closest one here is it's in Massachusetts, but it's like northern Massachusetts. So I felt like, that could not be worth the drive because sometimes you go and you don't find anything. It's very hit or miss.
If you go on Tuesday, isn't that when they restock? I thought it was Tuesday morning because that's when they got the new stuff in.
No. No, I don't know why it's called that. But,
that's exactly what I thought.
No.
When they restock on Tuesdays.
No, I think it's something, I
don't know.
I don't know why, but.
She always finds stuff on Tuesday morning.
I found a lot of good stuff from there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got all those hammocks. They were like $20 a piece. They were like normally $89.
Is that where you got your suitcases?
Yep, I got my suitcases
there. Suitcases there.
Yeah, I'm so glad I had Andrea go pick up the big one because now they're not around anymore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had the small one and then like the little carry-on that goes under the seat in front of you. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't get the big suitcase because I was like, we don't ever need to check bags. And, then I had
California.
I was going to go to California. So I was like, hey, can you just go get it for me? And one of my team members was traveling out to Connecticut. So I had him check it as a second bag, just empty. So yeah. And he was all apologizing because it got like one scuff on it. I'm like, come on, pal, it's going to look way worse than I'll travel one time and it'll look way worse than that. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So, yeah, no, it's really nice because they have the multi-directional wheels and it's really light.
That's the problem with mine. Mm-hmm. They're not real light to begin with. So then you add your clothes and stuff and you're close to the
The old luggage was all like that. So the ones I had before, like we had a bag that that Josh had, and it did the pull out, but the wheels only go one way, and it's really heavy. It's the big black one we have. So yeah, then when you're talking about weight, like you add some stuff into that, and it's really, really heavy, and it makes it hard to pick it up when it's got a lot of stuff in it. So.
And the older ones didn't have the wheels.
Oh God, I haven't had one that didn't have wheels since I went to Mexico.
I know.
I remember that.
Yeah, that big.
That was like the dumbest thing. What? Why did it take so long to put wheels on suitcases? I don't.
Mine are
because carry-ons had them for a long time before that. Like the wheeled bags for carry-ons were a thing before they were on like the big suitcases. So,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
They didn't ask you.
They were awful. Yeah. I remember carrying that freaking thing through Mexico City because I got left behind. I missed my flight because we got trapped in customs because one of the other people that was part of the Rotary program, they inspected all his bags. And so, yeah, we got left there. But at that point, they made you like deplane and they took all your luggage off of your flight from the U.S. and then you had to take all of your luggage through customs and then put it back on for the next plane.
So through all those long hallways.
Yeah. And stuff. I was running around and I was like 16.
Yep.
Was I 16 or 15?
You were
16 because I had my license.
Okay.
I got my license right before it and I turned 17 when I was there.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, it was crazy heavy because I had all this stuff for a year in this suitcase. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Yep.
Good times.
And I remember when I came down, I brought gifts for the family and stuff, so I had extra suitcases.
Yeah, I'm going to have to fix that.
Oh, yeah.
Boo.
Definitely.
I felt my fingers go through something, so I must have done it when I was shoving in the fabric. I bet I could put on some bias tape, maybe, to fix it.
Probably.
That would probably work, because otherwise that's just going to be all frayed.
Well, I guess we got to sign off.
Yep, we got sewing to do before the children get home.
Can't do it when they're here.
No.
Because they want their hands right in it.
Yep.
So.
That's why I never get any sewing done. Okay.
That's it.
Well, thank you for podcasting with me, Mom.
You're welcome.
And coming to visit.
You're probably glad I'm going home.
No.
My husband says company is like... My husband says company's like fish. After about 3 days, it starts to smell.
That's only because it's John.
But that's the way he is.
Yeah. He's very set in his routine. Doesn't like disruption.
He doesn't. Last time Whitney and Autumn and them were here, there was suitcases everywhere, and he just he didn't like that. And they'd go in and take a shower and be in there for an hour, and he didn't like that because we only have one bathroom.
Yeah, that is probably harder with one bathroom. We have 3 bathrooms, so that's nice.
That's true.
Only 2 that you can shower in, but still.
Yeah, the half bath. You just have.
The trick is to not have your house be spotless. Just let it go. And then you don't care who's there. Like, whatever, accept me as I am. And, yeah. The repair people that came this morning were like, this house is lived in, and that's great. Do you have kids? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Can't you tell?
It's not a show house. The toys and the Legos. This is not a show house. This is a house that people live in. That's great. Like, yeah, that's my house.
Yep.
It's never been a show house. It never will be. So, anyway. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. And, yeah, until next time, I hope you get time to do the things you love. And I will talk to you soon.